Think about the skills that a gentleman needs. Maybe your mind immediately goes to things like how to tie a tie, how to use a knife and fork properly, understanding etiquette, manners, chivalry. And all of those are important, but actually the most important skill for a gentleman is confidence. Confidence is the fuel that enables the engine of life to be in motion. It enables you to do everything that you want to do, to live out your purpose, to be fulfilled, and to achieve everything that you need in life. There's no point having all of the knowledge, there's no point having all of the inspiration or motivation if you don't have the confidence to actually be the man you'd like to be. Maybe as you watch this, you have an image in your mind of the man you would like to become, how he dresses, how he carries himself, the things that he does with his day, and how he moves about the world. Possibly the biggest obstacle between you and becoming him is that confidence. Yes, there are things you need to learn along the way. Yes, there are practice reps to get in. But until you've overcome those beliefs that stop you from being that person, then you will never get there. I recently heard a really good analogy from a young man who decided to come on board as a client and a student of my Modern Gentleman education and mentorship program. And if you're interested in that program, then there will be a link in the description that you can check out. And he was describing his goal in terms of confidence to me, in a term that maybe some of you will relate to if you've ever played a video game. He was describing it as how a video game character, when the character is moving through a room or moving through a scenario, all of the surrounding objects and all of the other characters do not get in his way. They are merely in the background, and he has that tunnel vision, that focus, and that power to go about his mission, to do what he needs to do. And the young man who decided to come on board, he said that was his aim. He didn't feel like he was there yet, but he needed that confidence to move about the world in that way. And I thought that was a really interesting way of describing it. And indeed, as men, we can think of ourselves as players in a video game or characters in a movie. And we are constantly able to upgrade our features, to change oneself, to see opportunities for improvement, gain the knowledge, gain the support, in order to be able to actually move from point A to point B and then put it all into practice. But putting it into practice requires that confidence. Now, if you are a confident, purposeful man, occasionally some people won't like that, or they might find it slightly as if you're arrogant. I was recently out to dinner with a lady that I'm dating at the moment. The lady that I'm dating the most and we were at the French restaurant, and we had a relatively deep conversation here, and she actually accused me of being slightly arrogant. And I said, well, the world is very cruel to men that don't have confidence in themselves. Nobody else is going to ever believe in you more than you can possibly believe in yourself. And if you decide, I don't have the confidence to do this, I don't have the self-belief, I have too many doubts, then there will be nobody else in your corner whose voice is loud enough, whose force is strong enough to pull you out of that spot. You have to have that confidence and that belief in yourself. Having said that, there are times in life when a mentor comes along. Somebody shows you the way. Somebody tells you something and shows you what you yet didn't know. And I often believe that we are stuck in life, or we're held back because we simply don't yet know what other people know. And if only we had their knowledge, and then we also knew how to implement that knowledge, then we'd be able to move on to the next level. And I've been very fortunate in my life to have the ability to break through self-doubt and limiting beliefs, and these are still things that I face all of the time. But I've had not only the confidence to do that, but I've also had some mentors who have shared their knowledge with me. They've shown me the way. They've told me exactly what they did when they were in my shoes and how it helped them move forward. And that's been incredibly valuable. Confidence is just like any other skill you wish to develop. It requires knowledge and it requires practice. It's a muscle that has to be trained. And if you don't do things to develop your confidence on a regular basis, if you don't have a process in place, a roadmap to follow, then you can't possibly expect your confidence to grow. And yes, every man has a different baseline level of confidence. Some men are born naturally very confident, and some men are born very shy, very timid, very insecure. But there are all things that we could do to either raise our levels of confidence or to lower our levels of confidence. And I can certainly think of things that I could have done or that I could do in the future that would make me less confident. But obviously, that's not what I'm going to do, because the goal as a man is always to be fully confident, to feel fully connected to your purpose and move about the world in that strong, purposeful way. To a modern gentleman, his confidence is his strongest asset. It's much more powerful than having a flashy car. It's even more powerful than a two-piece suit, because you could take everything else away from a man. You can strip him of his material objects. You can strip him of his status. You could even strip him of his refinement and etiquette. But if he still has that confidence, then he will be able to build himself back up again, even from zero. Confidence is knowing that no matter what happens, you will be okay because you're secure within yourself. And perhaps this is why confidence as a trait is so deeply attractive to women. I believe it comes back to the biological basis of a woman is looking for a man who is able to protect and provide. And if you are confident, you are able to protect. You feel physically and mentally capable of that. And if you're confident, you're able to provide because you are assured that, as I said, no matter what happens, you will be able to build yourself back up. And without confidence, confidence is like the cement or the glue between the bricks of life. As you move from one stage to another, you gain a bit more confidence, and then you need that leap of faith, that extra boost of confidence that just comes from within you to move on to the next stage. Now, some of you watching this video will be nodding along, feeling like you've already done this, you've been on this path yourself and you relate to it. Some of you may feel like you have somewhat achieved this state of confidence, but you still have a long way to go. And some of you may see confidence as the major roadblock that's holding you back from becoming the man that you want to be and achieving your goals. And if you feel like confidence is something that you need to work on, that is one of the 6 pillars of my Modern Gentleman Blueprint. This is an educational series that I've made to help men exactly like you unlock their inner gentleman. If that sounds like something that's of interest to you, then the link is there in the description to check it out. I will also be there within the program to personally mentor you, to talk you through situations in which I've needed confidence and talk about how I've actually developed it and how we can apply that to your life, whatever situations you're currently moving through. But remember, to a gentleman, his confidence is his strongest asset. It is his best friend. It is the fuel that allows the engine of life to go and allows him to move about the world as a purposeful, well-connected man.